And so I know you talk about Tim Grover a lot, Michael Jordan's trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that's your idol or someone you try to take from and look up to, or do you just like his mindset and like his books and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Grover's he's an incredible leader, man. I have a few leaders that are heroes, but I definitely like a lot of Tim Grover's stuff. I've used a lot of his actual training programs, and then I actually really like his book called Relentless. And Relentless isn't his training program. Jump Attack is one of his most famous training programs.
Yeah.
That's a different book. But Relentless talks about the mindset behind some of the greatest athletes of all time. So I love the book. But I like a lot of leaders, man. So I have a lot of different role models or idols. And I would say that I would be careful not to have too many because it can get confusing when you're following all these different thought leaders. But I would definitely say I've got maybe like 5 or 6 authors that I really stick to. And those people, I've kind of vetted them at this point. It's like, oh, I trust at this point what he's saying is true. And so I'll kind of stick to that kind of thinking for the most part. And that helps.
Definitely. And you said you kind of mentioned you have some other kind of idols in that form. So who would you say is like the not inspired to be, but like the top 3 people that you would try to replicate your mission or your kind of culture with?
So one's old school, man. This goes way back. This is Napoleon Hill. Mm-hmm. Napoleon Hill is one of the first success authors, and he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich changed my life forever. Think and Grow Rich is probably the greatest self-development book ever. And then there's one audio book of Napoleon Hill actually speaking to a live audience, and it's the only one I think that he actually is they ever recorded of him. But Napoleon Hill, by the way, that book was written like 1920 or something like that. It's a super old book. But he talks about the principles behind manifesting your purpose and bringing your purpose to life, and the fact that is also a principle to follow, just like planting a seed and watering and all that stuff. So Napoleon Hill is probably one of my favorites. Todd Durkin is one of my coaches and mentors. I'm actually in his mastermind. I go to retreats with his mastermind 2 times a year. He's a coach that I have access to. I call and I speak with sometimes. He runs one of the best gyms in I think Muscle and Fitness named his gym one of the top 10 gyms in America. He trained Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson. He's their gym sponsored by Under Armour. Like he's got a really cool career as a trainer. And he's like Jack LaLanne Award of 2018 or something like that, which is like one of the most lucrative awards in fitness. But Todd was one of the first guys I followed that showed me that a personal trainer could make a living doing what we do. Before that, I used to watch trainers. I thought it was like a starving artist thing. I thought you had to be broke if you want to be a personal trainer. And then sure enough, man, I saw Todd, and he's one of the first gym owners that made running a gym look cool. So I followed him for maybe 5 years before I actually got to meet him in person. And then it's been 5 years since then, or 6 years since then, that I've been trying to build a culture that maybe one day can rival the culture at Fitness Quest 10, which is his gym. Right. Those are two hero leaders that I have. I'll go Grant Cardone for number 3. Grant Cardone is another one. If you're unfamiliar, he has a book called The 10X Rule. And the 10X Rule, Grant Cardone, he thinks that the point of the book 10X, it's like take 10 times the action you think you're going to need, set 10 times the goal that you want to set, and expect this to be 10 times harder than you ever expected. That's how that guy's mind works, is on 10 times volume. So also something I think is interesting as I'm talking to you, I'm realizing all of these people that I'm talking about, I've also signed up for their programs or their coaching to further my development with them. So Grant Cardone does sales training for Fitness on Fire. So I'm a part of his organization now. I'm a part of Todd's organization, and I've invested in so many Napoleon Hill's books and audios and those kind of things. So that might be my message to you as you're asking about leaders, is about maybe find a couple of them and plug into whatever they're doing. If you really like what they're moving you towards, plug in. And I think you're going to see people are going to start plugging into your podcast, man. I think that what you're doing here, the message that you're delivering, I was listening, and I'm so sorry, I'm going to forget the names already, but I was listening to your teacher that was an actress, and incredibly inspiring story. right? Listening to her story. I was also listening to the pastor, Mr. Davis?
Dr. Woods, yeah.
Dr. Woods, thank you. And Dr. Woods was just an inspiring story, man. So you keep getting leaders like this on your podcast, and you're going to see people who are going to plug into you and your leadership. And as you grow, you're getting a chance to be in front of cool leaders, man. That's a cool gig. I'm excited about this podcast for you, Jaelin. Good job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.